Well, ladies and gentlemen, the possibility of the Dallas Cowboys making a big move in free agency, especially after a player like OBJ, even though some could argue it's not a big move, has taken a massive hit to a possibility of happening. Why? Because of his recent contract demands that have been surfaced as of today. We're going to go over what he's looking for, is it possible, and ultimately why him coming to Dallas is most likely not going to happen. With that being said, let's get into it. Now, before we get started with today's video, if you guys could do me a solid favor, hit the like button for me. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you could subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. If you are new here, that would be awesome as well. The average continues to drop. We are now at 83% of you that are not subscribed. So if you're a part of that percentile, please consider subscribing. Now, look, I've been very big on the Cowboys doing something, trying to add talent aside from the draft. You know, and this is something that has been annoying, and I understand you start out high in negotiations. We have heard this a million times, and if you know how I've been going about things on this channel and talking about when we've had contract negotiations with the Cowboys, with their players and such, you usually aim high and you meet somewhere in the middle. That's usually how it goes, and these things take time. However, in a recent article and also in several other sources, OBJ is looking for $20 million APY, which to some is ludicrous considering the fact that this guy is coming off an ACL tear and with how late it was and, you know, he hasn't been on a football field since the Super Bowl. Many people are having doubts of whether or not the Cowboys should even entertain it. Now, people have talked about maybe going after a DeAndre Hopkins, maybe going after someone else in free agency like a Brandon Cooks because Robert Woods was just signed by the Texans. The biggest thing is, guys, is that you need to add to this wide receiving core. I had a video come out yesterday talking about how the Dallas Cowboys believe in their heart of hearts that, hey, we can just do Tolbert and we can do Gallup and maybe we can add an outside free agent, the outside free agents we're used to, we know that, and call it a day there. Now, what's kind of crazy is that we know the Cowboys' history with wide receiver splashes. You know, they went after Amari Cooper, Joey Galloway, Roy Williams, and company like that, right? And what people forget, and I have to give a shout out to my guy Nick's over at the Pick Six Sports group over there, because we were having a conversation about it, and what makes things interesting is that people forget the Cowboys nearly paid Sammy Watkins $16 million a year. When they cut Dez Bryant, they were going to sign Sammy Watkins, remember that? Because the only reason he wasn't a Cowboy was due to the fact that the Chiefs gave him more guaranteed money. So with that being said, I think when you evaluate the wide receiver position, for some weird reason, the Cowboys have an infatuation of making a big swing on that, but not any other position. So there is that. Now, does this leave out the possibility of a wide receiver being drafted? No, it doesn't. I think that that's still on the table, but we're trying to put together what the Dallas Cowboys could do because I'm running out of ways to pinpoint what they can do. You have $14.75 million in cap space. At this point in time, your window is here and now. You see what's happening in your division, right? You see what's ongoing throughout the rest of the NFC. You kind of have to add some firepower in here. And as I've said in numerous videos, and I hate to sound like a broken record, and I'm going to hold my breath and wait, but I want to make it clear. We're talking about the team that's already put out basically what they want to do. You put money towards Tony Pollard. Cool. We're still waiting to hear on the Zeke situation. We're hearing that the Cowboys, you know, they want to go with the guys they have. And then this comes out. And I think that while I still have my doubts they go after OBJ, I think that the one thing I will say is that it could end up being a prove-it deal. He might just be like, F it. Let's just go with a one-year deal for $10 million, and then we'll call it a day there. That could be the move the Cowboys make, which I don't think anybody's going to complain at that. I think that, hey, you went out and you got a receiver who, in my opinion, is a Tier 2 free agent. Even if, after injury, He's 80% of what he was. That's still better than what you have on roster right now. And if you're assuming that Gallup is going to get back to 100%, which there's no guarantee there, and if Gallup is 80% of what he is, you got yourself a nice little trio there. Not upper level league stuff, but still good nonetheless. But again, I have to keep mentioning this move because the Cowboys have not rectified the situation at any point in time. You traded away Amari Cooper, who's making around 20 APY, which is now starting to become the standard in the National Football League. You got guys like Jacoby Myers looking for $16 to $20 million and such. If the Cowboys are serious, they will go out and they will go sign someone or make a trade, which for me at this point, you have to do something. The window's now. If you're not going to extend Dak Prescott and you're kind of trying to open that window up where maybe you'll extend him later, but you want the cap space now, you got to do something. So guys, that's where I stand on that. I'm kind of irritated, but hey, let's just hold out and see what happens. But I'm not going to be shocked if they don't do anything. In fact, that's my expectation until they prove me otherwise. So with that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell on the way out. This is Space Cowboy Media signing out. Have a good one, guys.